Hello and welcome to another edition of People Helping People on Bolly 92.3 FM. My name is Greg and I'm with my co-host and my friend Larry.
Hey, good to be back.
So Larry and I doing this show now for, probably 12 years or 13 years now. We've had an opportunity and we've been very fortunate to have met some incredible people, some incredible leaders in the community and in the world, as well as countless nonprofits and organizations that are here to help people, which is the whole premise of this show, is giving a platform to people who need to get the word out. Important things that need to be done that might not be on the news every day. The people who might not have 10 million followers on whatever social media platform. That's what this show has been since the inception. And many years ago, we were introduced to some friends at Aram Sei, which is, if for those of you who aren't familiar with Aram Sei, it's a 501c3 nonprofit that supports grassroots charities worldwide in the areas of healthcare and education. Super important. They do an incredible job gaining funding for these important causes. And one of the things I love the most about this, Larry, is that they involve the youth, children, the next generations to start taking care of what we messed up. That's how I like to look at it. Start fixing what we messed up. So with us today, first and foremost, I'm going to introduce the president of Aram Sei, Karen, who's just going to say hello. You're not going to talk much today, but you could go ahead and say hello, Karen.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Larry. Thank you so much for the opportunity and thanks for the excellent introduction to Aram Sei. We are grateful for the support over the years from both of you for our nonprofit. You're absolutely right. We need the support of programs like you to get the word out because we are such a small nonprofit and we work in the local community and folks like you help us spread the word. We're really grateful for that. And you're absolutely right. I'm going to be quiet because look, it's the AI generation. We are in the AI world. Like our Aram Sei innovators are here. They're ready to take us forward into the next world, and we are ready for them to take it on and innovate and show us what we can do better. And so grateful for their support.
Well, since you started and did so well on that, why don't you go ahead and introduce our special guest, and then we'll let him. Then I'm going to sort of disregard you. No disrespect to you, of course. Why don't you go ahead and introduce the leader of this big event you guys got coming up?
Yeah, will do. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Larry. So I have with me here Advay. Advay is a youth volunteer at Aram Sei, and he will tell you a little bit, but he's been involved with Aram Sei since he was 2 months old, if that's even possible. Blows my mind, but he's been with us since he was 2 months old. By choice or not, he will tell you. But over the years, our Aram Sei youth have been, they come with us, they pitch with us, they market Aram Sei. Since they can walk, they walk with us to our different events, they hand out flyers. Look at the cute faces at that age. Nobody's going to say no to them.
That's
So
right.
we use, our youth volunteers are fantastic helping us spread the word. And Advay specifically has been helping us in, like I said, pitching our different Aram Sei events, volunteering at our various Aram Sei events, and fundraising for us in many forms. So Advay is a avid baker, and so he's been baking brownies and running fundraisers and lemonade sales. I think as far as I can remember, as far as he's been able to do that, he's been doing that. And right now, he's here today to talk about an event he's doing with some of his friends, youth volunteers, called Fun in the Sun as well. So over to you, Advay. If you want to share
Yay!
more about
Welcome to
yourself.
the show, Advay.
Okay,
Hey,
so to start, as she just said, we're a team of youth volunteers. I'm not the only one who's leading and planning this event, and my friends Kanira, Elvira, and Anshul have all been helping us plan and come up with everything for this event. So this event, it's on July 19th, 5:30 p.m. at Calabasas Park, and we're calling it Fun in the Sun. It's something we've run in the past 2 times before, and the goal is to raise money because it's a fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that it works is that we have multiple youth volunteers, not always have to do everything for RMSA or they can join just for this event, and we call them our youth entrepreneurs because what they do is they'll set up a booth, which will be kind of like a small business, So we've had lots of different types. We've had workshops where someone will teach how to make a or how to solve a Rubik's cube, for example. That's something we've had in the past. We've had people who will sell things like bracelets, or someone even sold homemade soap.
Oh,
We've also had some carnival games such as like ring toss. So each of them will have their own booth, and all the funds will go to Aram Sei for one of our projects. So a lot of the projects we do are worldwide. Um, we support grassroots charities. Um, that's our slogan: supporting grassroots charities worldwide. And a lot of these grassroots charities are doing great work, but they might not have the funding or resources. So that's why we choose to support them. Now, a lot of like the a, a little money can do a lot. For example, in some of the places and projects we've supported, something like $50 could provide education or nutritious meals for almost an entire year. In the past, we've sold close to 1,000 or $2,000 and raised that much for a project. And this year, our goal is to go one step higher with $3,000. Um,
We should be able to get that there. There's no question in
I
this
would think so,
in
yeah.
this area, in this community,
Right.
we're paying $10 for a cup of coffee these days, right? There's
Oh, yeah.
no excuse that we can't double that number.
Hmm.
But anyway, I'm sorry, Advay.
yeah, so as part of this, we're running it at a park, and we need permits for this kind of thing. But just for simplicity, we don't feel like we need to be selling food and getting the permits for that. So, in preparation, we've been doing something that we're calling our pre orders,
Okay.
where we're selling our food items. So, for example, one of my friends, she's selling cookies, and I've been selling brownies. And we've been able to raise a lot of money to cover our costs and to help with the event through that. Now, um,
No, don't let me ask you a question. We're going to come back many times to this event. I want to talk about the event. I think the Fun in the Sun event is something that every family can do, right?
yeah,
There's no reason why on a day like that people wouldn't just come out and support this, especially families, especially when there's people they're always looking for things to do in the summer. But why? What? I mean, you started when you were 2 months old, which I like. I don't even think I don't think I really understood really what it meant to help people until I was, over 18.
20.
Yeah, maybe till recent. Why? How did you do this? What made you so
Yeah,
hungry to
that's
help
amazing.
people? Yeah, I think people need to know.
Yeah.
okay, so my journey with Aram Sei, so my parents are both co-founders,
Hmm.
and they've always been with Aram Sei. So it's always been a part of my life.
Mm.
In the beginning, I didn't really have a choice because I was really young. I couldn't really I didn't have another option. But as I've grown up, I've like started contributing. So as my mom was saying, when I was like a little kid, I would help by like handing out flyers and selling small things to raise funds. And as I've gotten older and I'm now a teenager, I've started helping with some leadership. So in the beginning, I didn't really have a choice, but as I've gotten older, I've it's become something that I'm actually interested in, and something that I can enjoy doing to some extent, and something that I want to do as with helping people.
You're a leader, and it's coming through. I met you. You're on this call for about 2 minutes, and I was like, these are the leaders of the next generation. These are the that people like myself, as I get older, I'm like, who's gonna fix everything? Who's gonna really like? There needs to be this movement of youth that understand what needs to be done and how important all of this is. Larry, were you gonna ask a question? I don't want to cut you off.
No, not yet. Go ahead.
Okay, so because I'm as a person who is concerned, right? I'm concerned, for how people are thinking in the age of AI, as you said, Karen, and in the age of the internet and social media, that people are losing sight of the importance of helping people, and the fact that because we're so completely distracted by all of these things I have things all around me, we all do, cell phones and so on. Why are people not sensing the urgency of help and helping people? So what you're doing with this event is raising money so that Aram Sei can actually turn around and distribute it to the right people and the right causes. So let me ask you this then: do you find that with your friends and people, like I know you said you have people who've helped you with this event, which is so cool, and thank you for saying their name. We'll say it again later so they get the credit for this. Do you find that more and more of your friends want to be involved in the greater good of the world?
So I'm for this event. We don't have like enough youth volunteers with Aram Sei all the time,
Mm-hmm.
so we always before the event we always have to go to some of our friends and try and market to convince people to come and join us and run booths.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been able to get a couple of my friends to do it in the past. So a lot of them do like want to help. So I think that's very nice. So
Well, they
it
can, right?
is
They can volunteer for this, correct?
yes, yeah.
Okay, we'll give that information out, but go ahead.
I do think that another thing that that can interest people in terms of this volunteering is getting their volunteer hours. For example, in the past, I've done a lot of work with Armsay in the past 2 years. So by like registering my volunteer hours, I've been able to receive the Presidential Volunteer Service Award the last 2 years.
Wow.
So I I have found out and learned that that's like something that has motivated people, but I do think that quite a few people do really want to help, and yeah.
I think so. I think they're in inherently. I think people want to do good things. I think most people want to be, helpful to others, and I just think sometimes we all get kind of distracted, and we don't necessarily find the time to do these things. So what I would like to ask is, first off, I was looking at the flyer for the event, and I saw like how to support. And the easiest way for anyone listening right now, the event's on the 19th, so it's in a week from 5:30 to 7:30 at Calabasas Park in San Jose. We're on
Yes.
Rainbow Drive, right? So it says here, if you're unable to attend, you can support through our virtual storefronts at aramsei.org/summer. Now, the virtual storefronts, will that include all the stuff that you're selling at the event? Will it be in addition to what you have at the event? Can you help us with that?
So for the virtual storefronts, um, so I think some of them are actual booths that will be run at the event,
Mm-hmm.
but it takes a lot of time to set up one for every single person. So I believe we only have one or two, and the idea is that if people will register for one booth and come to the event, it's kind of like a registration system. It's not required, but it's encouraged.
Mm-hmm.
And then one that I'm running because we're not having food at the event is like something where I'm actually selling it online to the virtual storefront. So some of them are like registering, so you can come and just do it. There's no like and no nothing that you have to do beforehand
Mm-hmm.
other than like registering online. But for some of them, it is actually selling like products that aren't going to be at the event.
Oh, all right. So there's an additional. There's more stuff. There's more things. I think people should just go to the event. That's obvious. Oh, see, I love seeing that. There is a great thing about technology. We get little things that pop up right in our face, so I don't have to like scatter, look
I
around.
saw that.
You want to mention what was she just
Yes,
mentioned?
yeah. So I think I mentioned this earlier, but some of my friends and I have been selling baked goods.
Yeah.
So I've been selling a lot of brownies. I've been talking to all my friends, all my aunt's friends, all my family members, and we've been able to raise a total of I think around $1,000
Wow.
through just the baked goods alone.
Wow. Think about that,
as
by the way,
well.
people. Think about that. $1,000 just for baked goods. That's incredible. All right, so that alone's amazing. I think the overall cause is fantastic, and I don't think anybody would disagree with that, especially when it's considered that who's doing it. Lara, I'm sure you agree with me on this. It's very heartwarming and heartening, actually, to see kids your age, young teenagers, who
Yeah.
generally are worried about other things, that don't necessarily get caught up in just helping people. Um, did you want to ask what you were going to say, Larry? Or do you want me to keep going? Because I have a question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'd love for you to stop.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you're going to say. I could see that
Well,
look in your eyes.
no, I'm at your age. You're 12 years old, correct?
I'm 13.
Okay, 13.
13. Okay, so at your age, it's really unusual that you do what you're doing right now. So as you progressed in Aram Sei and doing what you're doing right now, have you found in your life that you're getting more passionate about what you're doing? I mean, that comes with maturity typically.
I
And at
think
your age anyway, this is pretty pretty mature what you're doing right now. So how do you feel about that? I mean, in your heart, your heart.
I think I've definitely become much more passionate about volunteer work and RMC
Yeah.
because, like, as I've grown older, I'm starting to understand why I'm doing these things
Right.
and like how much I can help people, and it's becoming more of a choice that I want and less of something that I'm doing because of my parents. Um,
Correct. Yeah.
and I've also I also think I've learned a lot through RMSA, through some of the volunteering. Like for example, before I believe we were mentioning how I was volunteering for the National Kidney Foundation, um, as
Oh,
our last month it was our volunteer thing, volunteer opportunity. It's something that we do monthly as our way of giving back to the community. We'll find like an opportunity, and some of our volunteers will go and participate in that event. The National Kidney Foundation event was very interesting. Um, I was at the ticketing booth helping people who had pre-registered or hadn't pre-registered get their wristbands to get into the event. It was a pretty interesting experience that I definitely would not have gotten if not for RMSA.
mm-hmm.
But that's taught me how to like deal with people, and like kind of de-escalate some situations. I also think that all of the work I've done, such as like this planning, and like I guess like the leadership,
Hmm.
has been very beneficial and very like a very nice experience that I definitely would not have gotten without RMC.
I think what you're doing is can be contagious.
Yeah.
So you're what you're doing right now is because it's heartfelt. That spreads. I mean, when people do something like, say, for a job, it's not always passionate, but when people like you, especially at your age, get involved and start doing these things, it rubs off on other people, and you
It's
don't
also
even have to really
addicting.
try. It's just
I think
natural.
you get addicted to doing good, and that's the best
Yeah.
part about it, right? Like you see the impact, and I'm sure you could speak to this. Advay. You see an impact when you see something work that you're putting all your time into and your hard energy, um, and your free time. Let's face it. You have school, you have things to do, but you're doing it in your free time. When you see the impact, it really does become addicting. I could speak from experience, even with doing this show, that anytime I speak to somebody like you, I feel like I need to do more tomorrow. I need to do better, right? Like, Larry definitely needs to do better. We all need to do better. So you were mentioning something before about the experience you're getting from it. You're learning. You're becoming the leader that in 10 years from now, when you're in your early 20s, you're going to be so far beyond most people who don't have the opportunity to learn at such a young age. But what would you say is the coolest thing you've seen so far in your 13 years doing this, which is crazy because you're 13 years. You started as a baby, so it's unbelievable. What's the coolest thing you've seen?
I think one of the projects that we've supported, it's called LIFT. It stands for Leading India's Future Today.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually able to visit them and meet a couple of the people that they worked with. So the idea behind LIFT is that they find really brilliant students who may be underprivileged or can't like aren't able to get the resources that they need.
Mm-hmm.
So Lyft helps them. They get a nice, like, supportive household. Get like tuitions to really nice schools, and that has it's very nice to see because they've we when we met with them, they told us how like a lot of them were from very underprivileged places, but a lot of them, I think a couple of them were going to medical school, which was
Wow,
very nice to see, very impressive.
that is.
So I think it was a very like cool to see that like to see that some of the nonprofits that we've supported, the organizations that we supported, seeing like the good that they're doing in the communities. Yeah,
Absolutely. That's
That
fantastic.
and I see, you guys, Aram Sei has supported projects in Honduras, Guatemala, Turkey, India, and of course right here in the Bay
yeah,
Area. So this is a worldwide impact you guys are making,
yeah.
which is amazing. I meant you guys mentioned earlier before we came on the air something with the earthquakes. With the earthquakes, was it at the stadium or something specific? Did you want to
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
that?
So the Earthquakes Stadium, that's what I was talking about with the PayPal
Oh, it
Park.
was that? Okay.
Yeah, the PayPal Park is the official name. But
Okay.
yeah, that's what yeah, that volunteering opportunity was actually, I found it pretty enjoyable. Might not have been the most entertaining thing I've done, but um, in my opinion, it was a pretty enjoyable experience. And like doing volunteering, it's like I've learned a lot from it, even though I'm not putting in like all my time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the amount I'm getting out from it is much more than the amount I'm putting in. It's like a couple hours on the weekend, but I'm also learning a lot about leadership, a lot about planning, a lot about like yeah, doing and I'm also like doing a lot of good.
You just sounded so much more mature than your age, just saying you're getting more out of it than you're putting in. Because even doing an hour a week is more than most people do in a year. And I say that and I don't mean that as a slight to people. People have busy lives. There are some people who simply don't have the ability to do it, and that is understood. But the fact that you're giving time of your in your youth, which is I think even more amazing, because it's hard. It's hard to just convince people that they have the time to do something. I've had that conversation. I'm sure we all have with people. With the people that always say like I have no time to go to the gym or I have no time to do this. There's always a little time somewhere. It's really what you want to do with the time. So I can't say enough about what I've learned just from today about you, Advay. So I'd like to make sure we go back. We only have about 7 minutes, 6 minutes left. So believe it or not, as I told you, it would fly by. The event is called Fun in the Sun. And it is happening July 19th, which if you're listening to this show on Saturday, it's a week, right? Is it the Friday or Saturday? I don't have my calendar in front of me.
Saturday, I think.
It's Saturday, right, Karen? Um,
It is on a Saturday.
Okay,
That's
yeah. So I'm
exactly
sorry,
exactly we showed it.
I didn't want to screw that up. So Saturday, July 19th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30. So a 2-hour window when it won't be so hot at Calabasas Park, which is on 6852 Rainbow Drive in San Jose. Go to Aram Sei, ARAMSEI.org/summer. You could find out about the event, exactly how you could spread the word. If you're not able to attend, how you can contribute. Handmade items. Actually, I'll let you say that now. What will be at the event? You can mention that again for us, Advay.
So in the past, we've had so many different things. This year, we're gonna have lots of different carnival games. We're gonna be having like ring toss, cornhole, all those kinds of games.
Awesome.
We're also hoping to have we're having a workshop um, where we're having someone who will teach people how to make squishies, which is pretty interesting.
I'd like to learn that myself.
It's a really nice idea, and it's pretty impressive what they've been able to do.
Also, the Rubik's Cube, I saw something about. I've been trying my whole life, and I haven't figured. I could do one side, not the full. Is that happening?
I'm not 100% sure if that's happening
Okay.
this year. Oh, yeah, it is happening this year.
Okay. I need to learn that, Advay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Forget it. Give it up.
I
It's not gonna
probably
happen.
should. Yeah, I probably should.
Not gonna happen.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, and if you'd like to join us for volunteering, we do it monthly. This month, you could help out at the event. You don't have to participate or run a booth, but you could just help set up. The website for our volunteer opportunities is aramsay.org/volunteer-now.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
so that's for if you would like to join us for our monthly volunteering.
Well, I'm going to let you. Larry usually takes the last question of the show, so I'm going to do that in a second. I just want to say that before we get to that point, before we close out the show, you have an open invitation. Anytime you have anything you're doing with your team and your group of youth volunteers, you tell me, and I will put you back in the seat that you're in right now to do this with us. You have what you're doing. Can't be celebrated enough as far as I'm concerned. So what we have a radio station in the Bay Area on the FM dial that can reach a lot of people quickly, and you have an open invitation to come on the show anytime. That goes for everyone at Aram Sei. So that's first and foremost. Larry, go ahead. Why don't you ask the question? This is the toughest thing Larry does all show. By the way, just ask this question.
Well, typically in years past, anyway, at the end of the show, we like to ask our guests if you could leave with our listeners a thought. What would that thought be?
Well, I think that with volunteer work, I think it's something that you don't need to do a lot of, because just a little bit can make a difference. Like as I was saying earlier, just like something like $50, which isn't really that much, can do a lot in a lot of communities. So I think that it's important to realize that you don't need to be spending like all of your free time doing volunteering. You don't need to be like donating like thousands of dollars. Just like small amounts of work can make a huge difference.
Amen.
Perfectly
Yeah.
said.
Very well said.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Specifically, Advay, just what you've been doing, and again, your whole team. I want you to shout out your friends that are involved in the event too.
Yeah. So for planning this event, there's 3 other youth volunteers who I've been working with. Their names are Kanira, Elvira, and Anshul. We've all been planning this event, and they've done a lot of great work too, and they've participated in a lot of the events that I've talked about. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you to them too. Please send our heartfelt, sincerest thank yous to your team because they deserve the credit just as much, or at least they deserve to hear it because people like us really, really appreciate it. Karen, thank you for doing this. Thank you for everything that Aram Sei does for the community, and hopefully we'll have you guys back on here again with us to talk more. And as you keep going through, Advay, you're going to be doing big things. I know it, and I will be able to say, I knew that guy when he was 13 years old and he was doing events in the park. I know that will be the case. So congratulations in advance, but thank you so much to both of you.